I didn't laugh because the threat was funny. I laughed because they had no idea the trap they'd already stepped into. My husband's voice trembled with entitlement as he stood in my grandmother's living room, pretending authority over something he'd only heard about 5 minutes ago. My mother-in-law hovered behind him like a shadow, her eyes hungry, already calculating how many zeros she'd get to touch. "Divorce," I whispered back, still smiling. "Is that your strongest move?" The way their faces dropped, that was the exact second I knew my revenge was complete. But to understand why, I need to rewind. Back when I trusted him, we met 7 years ago, when I still believed loyalty was a simple promise, not a test people failed silently. He used to hold my hand like it was something precious. He used to look at me like I was his future. Funny how those same eyes later studied my bank statements when he thought I wasn't looking. His mother, she was a slow poison. Sweet voice, soft words, every sentence dipping in manipulation. At first, I tried to win her over. I mistook her sharpness for protectiveness. I mistook her son for a man I could trust. That was my first mistake. The shift I almost missed. It started small, a missing document, a half-deleted message, a late-night phone call cut off too quickly. Then came the moment I couldn't unsee, a conversation between the two of them, whispered but intense, about my inheritance potential. Not us, not our future. Me, my assets, my grandfather's properties, my grandmother's land. That was the night something in me snapped, silently, coldly. I didn't confront, I didn't cry. I learned. They thought I was naive. They thought I was blind. They thought love made me soft. It actually made me patient. When grandmother called me, she was the only woman who ever warned me. People reveal themselves when money walks into the room. When she handed me the documents to the hotel, a $150 million legacy, she didn't just give me a fortune, she gave me a weapon. "You'll see their truth," she told me. "Just don't let them see yours." I followed her advice like scripture. The plan begins. Step 1, say nothing. Silence is disarming. Step 2, move everything into a trust under my full control, quietly, legally, irrevocably. Step 3, pretend I hadn't noticed them sharpening their knives. Every time they asked about my finances, I acted clueless. Every time they plotted, I listened. And every time they tested boundaries, I let them, because people reveal themselves fully only when they think they've already won. And they really thought they had me. The final setup. The night before their little declaration, I left one document, just one, on the dining table. A copied, useless, outdated paper hinting that the hotel wasn't fully transferred yet. They took the bait like amateurs. Suddenly they were planning business structures, management shifts, and ownership percentages. I watched them talk like I wasn't even in the room. The betrayal didn't hurt anymore. It fueled me. The confrontation, the moment I laughed. So when they stood in front of me now, greedy and shaking with imagined power, demanding control of a hotel they believed they were entitled to, I finally smiled. Not out of shock, out of victory. My husband leaned forward. "If you don't hand over the operations tomorrow—" "I'll be divorced," I finished for him. "Yes, I heard, and I agree." His mouth hung open. I stepped closer, my voice calm enough to cut glass. "You see, you can't divorce someone who already filed 3 weeks ago." His mother flinched. "And you can't take over a hotel," I continued, "when your name, his name, and your entire family tree are legally barred from stepping onto the property." I placed the final documents on the table, the real ones. The ink was dry, the signatures complete. My grandmother's blessing sealed. Their faces drained of color as they read the clauses. Fraud investigation options, restraining orders, financial severance, a complete shutdown of every access point he once had to my life. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. He whispered, "You planned this." I nodded. I did. The day you decided love was a resource to exploit. The payoff. My freedom. They left that night with nothing. Not the hotel. Not my money. Not my name. Not even the version of me who once loved them. In the quiet that followed, I walked through the hotel's marble lobby, letting the weight of survival fall off my shoulders. This place wasn't just wealth. It was proof that I could be loyal without being blind, loving without being stupid, and forgiving without being weak. My grandmother didn't just give me a hotel. She gave me the cleanest escape. And as for my ex-husband, he taught me the most valuable lesson of all. Some betrayals aren't meant to break you. They're meant to wake you.